Uh, okay, this thing is on. Good. Alright, I almost forgot about the stream. That's on me. My fault. Just pull up my character. Damn it, is my webcam not plugged in? Uh, we just, Alright, there we go. Okay, we're gonna be playing Spore, which, if you don't know what Spore is, it's this game where you, like, create creatures and whatnot, and you're basically creating life. Really weird, but also really charming game. So that's what we're gonna play this stream. So, let me just, pull up the game. Whoops. Okay. Got it up here. Excuse me, okay. Oh, it appears I am not logged in. Okay. Okay, we're logged in. Pull up the game again. Okay. Matter of fact, this will be better in the full screen mode. Hang on. That's the game. Game, and then Spore. And then I'm just gonna transform, fit to screen. Move this over here. Okay. Click on a star to start playing Spore. Alright, we're gonna click that top one there. Alright, choose a stage. Cell stage, space stage. We're gonna start with cell stage. Oh my god, that is not the right aspect ratio. Whoops. Let me just actually remove that. Okay, game capture, and then specific window, Spore. Oh, that is at the front. Whoops. Alright, we're gonna put that behind. And I'm gonna recenter. Okay. What are we gonna do? Herbivore or carnivore? Let's do carnivore. Alright, difficulty, easy, normal. We're gonna do normal. And what are we gonna name it? Emolgunus. Emolga boy. Gus. Let's see where life began. Because now we are God. Okay. size myself up real quick. Okay. So we were born from an asteroid. Throughout Spore, the choices you make impact your future. As a cell, your mission is to eat, grow, and evolve. Growth is measured in your progress bar below. So I assume that they mean this right down there. Alright, seems simple enough. This is your progress bar. As you eat, you will earn DNA points. You may spend these points on new parts to evolve your cell. As you progress, you grow larger and your world expands. Okay, that seems simple enough. Okay, so we're controlled using the mouse, and I guess we just gotta do whatever we find. These things here. I guess it means, like, this stuff. I guess that comes with being, like, a carnivore. I'm gonna size some stuff up on the screen real quick. And make some edits. Outline. Hi Joshua, welcome to the stream. Okay, that was some much needed updates to the full screen mode there. Anyway, let's just continue eating, whatever. Oh, we can control with the keyboard as well. Oh, and we're growing! Oh, what's going on here? Other cells and meteor bits are the key to finding new parts. Each part has a capability that can benefit your cell. Okay, I can see it. When you see the new part appear, swim over the token to collect it. Alright, that's standard stuff. Alright, that message just got held. What is this? You a sperm cell? Well, no, I'm a microorganism. This is Spore. A game where you create life. Oh, shit, a bump. It doesn't do anything, but it pops. Well, let's eat that thing over there. Delicious. Call me to enter cell creator. Alright, let's make him look awesome. Too expensive for a jaw, too expensive for mouth. Alright, attack and break. Let's see, we have this much. So let's go with that, and, oh my god, that is... Oh my god, seizure warning. I mean, it's... Oh! Okay, sorry that it keeps doing that. Alright, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make it a display capture. Instead. Oh, but first. Ooh, streamception. Okay, oh, oh! Move it down here. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff. As you can see. Why am I bragging about my friggin' games? Everyone's got games. and unimportant programs folder here where I hide my suspicious activity. I mean, totally nothing, totally no secret world domination plans whatsoever. I do not plan to take over the world and, spread my likeness all over it. Alright. Alright, let's see if it does that again. Okay, good. It doesn't. Okay, Emolgunism. Not too wordy. Chat, what should I name it? Chat, any ideas? Any ideas at all? Gubby, that's perfect. Alright, let's read what I just wrote. Gubby is a gubbulous creature that gubs its way through gubhood, gubbing any fellow gubs it may find. Throughout its life, it continuously gubs until it can no longer gub, in which case it gubbifies into a stronger gubby. And we are going to add gub as a tag. It is perfect! My son. My beautiful, lovable son. Is there a way to turn off the custom cursor? Because it seems to be an offset. Oh wait, no, this is not optimal. Because, no professional streamer has showed their taskbar like this. After all, the taskbar is not meant to be seen, for it contains, subtle code of my, world domination. Gubby's the next Tomodachi Life character, clearly. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I have to bring my, Tomodachi Life save data onto this computer, in case, nobody's seen the stream on Monday. I mentioned that it was my first stream on a new setup because in previous streams I'd used my dad's computer. It was like, you know, pretty good, better for streaming than the Steam Deck because it didn't like crash a lot. And eventually I got the J word, a job, and I eventually had enough to buy some parts and build myself a good PC, and that's what I'm using from now on, and it's great. Anyway, yeah. So the save data is still on the other computer, so I have to bring it back over to here, and then we can do more Tomodachi Lifing. But for now, you know, things are great, and I managed to transfer over the stream UI very well. So, you know, with that out of the way, I could finally get back to streaming stuff from this new setup. And I think it helps that this room doesn't have any wooden flooring that causes echoing. Instead, it has a rug which suppresses the noise. But yeah, yes, indeed, Gubby's origin. Anyway, Gubby, welcome to Earth. As you can see, Gubby gubs its way through life, gubbing any innocent creature surface it may look like eating. Gubbing is a process so much more than what it seems. As the gubby grows, it continues to eat prey that was originally created. The prey becomes the predator. Two predators who are now the prey. The game is loud and unquiet. Okay. I'm gonna turn up the, okay, I'm gonna set it, 5 decibels louder. Alright, okay. I don't care, Spore. Alright, is that better? Is it better? Does this sound louder? Alright, it's fine now, that's good. Gubby is surrounded by jellyfish things, and it's very disappointed that it just had its food stolen by bigger predators, but it won't let that stop it, and so it continues to hunt prey. Meanwhile, this jackass behind him is being an asshole. He pokes him in the ass with a spike. However, Gubby has its own advantages in combat and hunting. The Gubby tries, but fails to tussle with bigger predators. But thankfully, he manages to grow, and immediately preys on those he originally saw as predators. However, as he grows in size, his existence becomes a threat to predators. And thus, the Gub life continues, all the same. Gub finds a new part, a jet, which it'll use when it evolves. It is at this point that it's almost time for the Gub to call a mate and start a new generation. At last, the Gub calls a mate. And finds another Gubby, all the same. It is at this point that the Gubby evolves. As the Gubby evolves, its color becomes much lighter and its pattern changes. The Gubby is now known as Omegub. Evolved from the Gubby, Omegubs are much faster and have a brighter color and a more dynamic pattern. then that the Gubby finds a new part, which allows it to turn faster. The Gubby grows, the Omega grows in size, and tries to fight. However, its speed renders it unsuccessful. As you can see, other creatures can easily outrun an Omega, even when they change size. However, this does not stop the Omega from being an apex predator. All the same. Within just seconds of growing size, the Omega decides to go on a hunt. It finds itself overwhelmed in the size of large prey. All the same, though, he continues onward. See, and he starts to gain the courage needed to take on bigger foes. Omegas are not cannibals, and they interact with them, and they have a tendency to protect fellow Omegas. Not all is well for the Omega. As you can see, it starts to encounter a large, more ferocious prey. He has to swim for his life. He must grow in order to escape. This is a dangerous place, and the Omega must grow to survive. Growth is done through eating. As he grows, he continues to overpower those who are a lot stronger, a lot bigger than he used to be. So as he continues to move on, he continues to fight all the same. Those spikes are not just for show. They are able to attack the creature head on. However, even the Omega can overwhelm But all the same, he continues to hunt and thrive. Hey, it's okay that you couldn't stay. I'm glad you showed up. Have a good night. this does not mean that the cycle of life doesn't continue. For there is no end, for there is no beginning. For there is no end without a beginning. As you can see, the Omegubs are fighting. Slowly but surely attempt to gain the power to fight those who... They eventually gain the power to fight to torment the tormentors. As you can see, the Omega vengeance is falling rapidly, eating the creature that ate one of its family members. And thus, between Omegubs, the cycle of life continues. And thus, another generation of Gub is born. Agilogubs are much more fierce, faster, and well protected than Omega. Therefore, are considered apex predators. Within just seconds of being born, the Agilogub proves that it asserts its dominance by picking a fight with a species of equal size. The Agilogub knows that it must adapt to its environment in order to survive. However, even it can be subject to the upgrades of other species. It is at this point that the Gub species are now on the path to sentience. Begins a new generation. The Agilogub grows grows legs and walks onto the surface of the earth. The Emolgun gains 2 eyes that sprout out from itself. And as I've previously stated, thus begins a new generation. Read what I just wrote. Gubulonami evolved from the Emolgun's growing legs and a pair of eyes that sprout out from the top of its head. It crawls on the land, now having gained sentience. Gubulonimus. We are now in creature stage. Oh, look, over here we got Creep Gut, Ukga. Alright! It begins! Aww! It begins, as I've said previously. Oh god, my leg fell asleep. Oh no! Ah, that hurts. It's the beginning of a new day, and for you, a whole new strange and wondrous world. Air fills your lungs as you stretch into your limbs in your new home. Dry land. The race to evolve has begun. Alright. Hold the right mouse button to rotate the camera. It is at this point that the Gubulus, the Gubulus is able to establish companionship. And this mouse offset is really fucking annoying. It is at this point that the Gubulus establishes a new foe. Then investigates some bones. And finds a new part! It then runs off to find new species to call itself friends with. What is this? Is this a plant or a creature? The Gubulist, of course, doesn't concern itself with such matters and walks away. It then finds another species. However, these species seem to be a lot less friendly. However, it quickly gains allyship, and then eventually goes over to the Alpha. It eventually establishes companionship. Thus, it continues to wander. What it will find, it doesn't know. And then it runs into new species, the short stack group. Gains allyship, and then goes to the Alpha to try and impress it. Gubuli are... Are they... What is it? What is this creature called again? Oh, Gubulonimus. Gubulonami are very social and inherently friendly creatures. Makes new allies relatively quickly compared to other creatures. It takes a gander at its surroundings. It then makes allyship with the It's at this point that spring grows. As you can see, the Mojos are inherently silly. It's also naturally curious. However, they are not impressed. Insulted by the snootiness of this species, it finds new prey. It realizes this is a fight that it cannot win, and so it dies out. Thankfully, more are born. The cycle of life continues. Then make friends with other creatures. It encounters more. However, it is not ready to speak with them yet. And so, it runs off, looking for new allies. However, it is attacked by rogues. And it is again killed in the line of battle. I didn't even do anything wrong. However, it continues to from mistakes in this glitch. It earns the ability to snuffle. Finds a mate. So, the cycle of life continues. Realizing the fragility of their species, they start a new generation. And there, only time will tell if the guns can improve. What? Here we go. I don't need the jet anymore. We need to give it some force. We give it some gliding. A necessary evolution for its species, of course. Of course, we need to have better grip on the floor. Alright, let's see what texture we can add it to. That's ugly. Ooh, that looks right. Bonds are much more advanced to us, given gliding, the ability to jump, in addition to arms. And thus, a new generation of dub is born. Some moves over there. We're being assholes. However, knowing it cannot win this fight. Watch it expand. Thus, it eats the prey. Cannot impress the move. Thus, began the rivalry between Boo and Gumma. However, when we finally Chun Fa, however, it would end up confusing them. However, it would eventually figure out a way to get through. As inherited from their previous generation, they are, you know, very social. It ends up gaining itself a personal friend to the end. One to explore the world. View new species. Finds a structure. Whether it is natural or built by the creatures, we do not know yet. All the same, try it more. However, it ends up disappointing them. Now the Tri-Hornbow see them as dickless. It still does not know if this is a plant or a creature. Thus, the Gubbon begins its journey to make a pack of different species creatures, form some sort of alliance. Small. And thus, it sees a large creature. A Kiktar. However, it does not know how to get through to it, and then confused this. Disappointed by the fact that it cannot get through to fellow creatures, it decides to wander back home with its new friend. However, on the way, they find a fellow ally, the short stepper. Hey, yo! The narrator here does not know what the fuck is going on. However, it is time for a new generation. Or is it? Nope, no, it isn't. It gives up on mating. These creatures go their separate ways or whatever. And thus, the egg hatches. As the some reason, the friend hatches too. What the fuck? Why? The species is migrating to a new nest. Follow them to find a mate and claim a new home base. But as always, life always ends in tragedy. But all the same, a new generation begins. Every life has its end. But with every end, another beginning. Anyway, I think this would be a good place to leave off. Tomorrow we'll be playing Mirror's Edge. And, thank you guys so much for watching the stream. And I'll see you guys, tomorrow. Bye.